Hey, is anybody here? Anybody home?
Uh, I'm not hearing you.
You're not hearing me at all?
Well, I heard myself. Now I'm hearing you.
Oh, you got your headset on?
Yep.
Can I just freeze? Okay, I see 4 people. Who's here? Who's here? Someone say something. Please. Hey, good evening. Are you new? How you say that? Tradil Group Investments LLC. Welcome to Thankful Thursday, and I think I'll call this Thankful Thursday from now on. I broadcast every other week on Thursday at 8 o'clock. Um, we're going to be doing giveaways tonight of hot pepper seeds. If you stick around toward the end of the broadcast, we'll do that. We'll have drawings. And this is the last live stream before Thanksgiving, which is next week today. And I'm hoping that we can have a chat tonight about, hey, Tony, welcome. I'm hoping we can have a chat as to what we're all thankful about. But until we have a few more people show up, hopefully we have more than 3. Someone gave me a thumbs up. Thank you. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Hey, Adrian, Indiana Backyard Gardener. How you doing, hon? Long time no see. Cleveland, good to see you. You in the mood for hot pepper seeds, Cleveland? There go the dogs out of the room. We just had an ambulance go up the street, so the dogs are going to be start barking probably. Sadida Ahmed, all the way from India. Welcome, Sadida. Great, 6 people. So, Sadida knows about Thanksgiving. She lived over here in the United States for years and years. Depending upon who you are and where you come from, they are. Yeah, I just bought it. Thank you. Some people are bittersweet about Thanksgiving. Some people look at it as a secular holiday. My husband, Charlie, who has Native American roots, is kind of mixed, I think, on the celebration of Thanksgiving. Aren't you, Charlie? Charlie, pop in and say hi so they know who you are. That's Bamsey, he just came into the room. Yeah, Adrian, Thanksgiving has always been my favorite holiday of even the religious holidays. Family legend has it that our people came over on the Mayflower. They were there at Plymouth Rock. And Charlie will tell you his family was here to greet us. Say, hey, Charlie. He's over there as the moderator, moderating from his computer. And so every year we'd have a gathering at my mother's and father's house, and we would usually invite in someone who wasn't family to join in the holiday, because it's all about sharing and helping each other and community, isn't it? So Adrian says, hi, Charlie, so does Tony. Hey, back to nature. How are you? Reflect on light. That's Charlie. And he's sitting over here at his computer with his headset on. Yes, food by faith. Hit the like button for me, everyone. So, since I'm so new to this technology, Adrian's probably just sitting there cracking up at me. I would love to be able to have people pop in and share their own Thanksgiving stories. Always room at the table, right? So, back to nature. I love that. We're all about nature here. Although I don't carry it as far as being naked in the garden, especially at these temperatures. But yeah, this is Sarita. This is my office / crafts room. If you all look behind me over here on this side, you see this is the time of year I do crocheting. And I've got several hats, and then I do, what do you call them, scarves and animal shapes.
No.
And that's my possum scarf.
No.
It has parts.
Okay, down. You're going to do that.
Y'all see that? That's anatomically correct. Because possums have blue, these things. They do. They're blue. It's true. Hey, Deborah. Yes, I've got some felting going on. The boxes that look like little locked boxes all have felt in it for my needle felting. Yeah. So, again, the reason for tonight's broadcast, or the theme of tonight's broadcast, is Thankful Thursday. And I think all of us have something to be thankful for. And I'll start by saying I'm thankful that I'm here, first off. I'm thankful to have a loving husband and a nice home and good friends and people who are subscribers and showing up. And I think everything's a blessing. Even when bad things happen, it's a blessing, it's a test. And God willing, we are able to meet our tests and pass them. So as you comment, I'll read what you're saying. So let's see, someone jump in. What does Thanksgiving mean to you? Adrian says, and she's Indiana Backyard Gardener. She's a good friend of mine and wonderful channel. If you all haven't checked her out, she's got some nice recipes up right now. She says she's thankful for all the many blessings that I know I don't deserve. Yes, you deserve every single one of them, Adrian. How about you, Sarita? Oh, bless you. Sarita, what are you thankful for? Deborah's thankful for her children and grandchildren. How many do you have? Everyone's saying bless you, Charlie.
Thank you.
He says thank you. How about food by faith? What are you thankful for this year? Tony, jump in. Cleveland, jump in. Tridal, jump in. Wow, 3 children and 8 grandchildren. Sadita's thankful for her 87-year-old dad. It's really special to still have him, Sadita. Adrian's thankful for a wonderful husband who's an awesome provider and father. Charlie's an awesome provider and creature daddy. Does he get out on the farm, Sadita? Sadita has a farm. She grows mangoes and what else, Sadita? Charlie says if you search for light, search for the source of the light, not a reflection. I am thankful for the light. That's nice, Charlie. Tony says he's thankful to have family that loves him and thankful for holidays such as Thanksgiving where we all try to get together. Sadita has a really interesting life. Correct me if I'm wrong, Sadita. She recently within the last few years, went back to India to run, what is it, the family mango farm? Sadita, what else do you grow other than mangoes? And I just kind of, my mouth waters when I think of mangoes. And one of these days, God willing, I'll get over to see Sadita. If I'm still welcome after all these years of saying, yeah, I'll come. Why is everyone being so shy? The guys are shy, except for Tony. Chilies, yes. You still doing rice? Sadita told me today she just got an export license, so she's able to send seed out of the country, and she's promising to send me some pepper seeds for some Indian peppers. She says they look like bell peppers, but they've got some heat to them. I bet Tony's sitting up going, oh, really? I would really like to come see you. I really would like to see your farm, see you, and see India. How many acres do you have over there, Sadita? "23 acres. Wow. I met Sadita in the late 1980s. We've been buddies ever since. And she hasn't gotten tired of me yet. Hey, Adrian, you want to go to India with me? Yeah. One year, Sadita had flooding going on her farm, and she sent me a note. She had to go into the city because her house was flooded. And what was it, Sadita? It was crocodiles and cobras coming into your house. Not growing rice, too much water requirements. Ah, okay. Yeah. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. Martin Luther King Jr. Love it. Yeah, cobra. Can y'all imagine having cobras swim into your door in your house? I can. Sadita knows I like snakes, and I don't know if I'd welcome a king cobra coming in my house. I don't know about that. So, what's a cozy little group of people in here? So, what do we eat traditionally? They hiss. Yeah, loudly I hear. Just out of curiosity, what is the one dish that your family serves at Thanksgiving that you look forward to every year that is probably unique to your family? And I don't want to hear turkey. I want to hear one of the side dishes. We can easily forgive a child who's afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. Plato. You feeling philosophical tonight, babe? Chicken liver dip. Okay, I want to hear about this chicken liver dip. I love chicken liver. I'm surprised we didn't hear a groan from this one. What's in it? Habanero jelly. You know what, Charlie? We need to serve one of our hot pepper jellies. I made pepper jelly this year, 3 different kinds. One with Scotch bonnets, one with ahi cherapita, and what was the third one, Charlie? Oh, heck. I'd have to go look, but I'm not going to get up and do that. Your grandfather made it. That's a great memory. Chicken liver wrapped in bacon. No bacon at this house. But I can remember when I used to eat bacon before I discovered I couldn't eat it. That's a good flavor. Good flavor. So what was in the chicken liver dip? While she's answering that, whenever I cook liver, whether it's chicken livers or beef liver, Charlie leaves. he makes groaning ew noises and kind of removes himself from the picture. So one of the traditions on my table is homemade cranberry sauce. And I take, of course, cranberries, like 3 large tart apples, 3 navel oranges, and I cook those down together in a pot with brown sugar. And I'm trying to remember what all I put in it. Sometimes I'd put toasted pecans at the end. But it was pretty much asked for as chunky. And then we discovered Charles developed an allergy to citrus. So then I switched over to using sweet star fruit or carambola and apples and cranberries. And I put a few sticks of rosemary. So what do you do? How do you make your homemade cranberry sauce, Deborah? What all do you have in it? But you know, the rosemary was really I added it one year in a whim in a stick of cinnamon. And now I don't like the cranberry sauce without the rosemary. It really adds a dimension that's good. Karanda. I don't know what a karanda is. What part of India are those grown in? Chicken liver cooked with chicken broth, mayo, Worcestershire sauce, hard-boiled egg, green olive, and onion. All mashed up together, I take it? And served cold with crackers like Captain's wafers or Ritz, or how do you eat them? An hors d'oeuvre my family would make every year. We'd have to get those fancy toothpicks with the ruffles on top, and we'd cube up cheddar cheese, a pickled onion, cheddar cheese, onion, and an olive, and we'd stick them all on the skewers. And that was my job as a little girl, putting those together for everyone to eat. Like a pate, yes. Yes, yes, yes. David, I was just thinking of you, wondering if you're going to show up. Welcome, welcome. We're talking about what our family serves every year that's unique to our family, maybe for a Thanksgiving side dish. See, David, I told Adrian that you'd been asking about her. Favorite food of hornbill birds, South and Central India. Neat. Yeah, I was going to talk about rutabaga. Hey, do you like the rutabaga? That's something my family did every year since they were there for the very first Thanksgiving. Um, Rutabagas were served, and the traditional way is just to boil them and mash them. And I've always thought they were pretty gross. But we have to cook one every year at Thanksgiving just because it's a family tradition. And I put it on the table, and Charlie and I will take a spoonful and say, "There, we've done our duty," and then give the rest to the chickens. Oh, David. So you like them, so you don't find them too bitter? So our typical table was, of course, turkey and stuffing, um, mashed taters and gravy, green beans, the cranberry sauce, some sort of pumpkin, whether it was cubed and boiled or in the pumpkin pie. Um, no rutabaga or Brussels sprouts here either. I wouldn't miss the rutabaga, Sadida, but I would miss the Brussels sprouts. Tony likes the rutabaga. I guess I'm kind of weird. I love Brussels sprouts too. Should I do Brussels sprouts this year, Charlie?
Why not?
Why not? I know I have to do the cranberry sauce. Got to try to figure out where we can get some star fruit. I haven't seen any in the stores. Charlie likes kohlrabi. You know what? We have not been able to produce a kohlrabi here on this property, and I can't figure it out. It'll grow the greens, but it won't form the bulb part, and I don't know why. Anyone have any idea why? Yeah. You hear them popping? Tony, how do you like your Brussels sprouts? Adrian, I know that you've got kids. Are all the kids coming home for the holiday? Oh yeah. I learned a recipe a few years ago with the Brussels sprouts. It requires that you get those little disc crimini. Is it crimini onions? They're about that big. They're kind of flat, and you boil them first for like 10 minutes, and then you lift them out of the water, and then you boil. You take your Brussels sprouts, cut them in half, and kind of cut the center out of them. I don't know if you were watching, but Brucey the garden cat just came in. Um, and then you throw those into the boiling water for 10 minutes. And when you take those out of the water, you mix them with the onions, and then put them on a cookie sheet. Sprinkle sea salt over the top, and then stick them in the oven and roast them for about 10-15 minutes. And they're really, really good that way. Are you coming over to say hello, Brucey? He's checking out my soup bowl that I made for dinner tonight. So what else? What else we doing? Yeah, they're really different that way, Adrian. A little bit of work, a couple of different steps. Sadida, that's another thing I can't grow is Brussels sprouts. We've tried them when we lived in Alabama, we lived in Florida, and now here. And I get big, beautiful plants and no sprouts on the stem. Garlic does make everything better. Did you catch my recipe with the 40 cloves of garlic? I haven't. Oh, wait a minute. I haven't released that yet. But I've got a recipe coming out with chicken done with 40 cloves of garlic. That's easy as a crock pot thing. Yeah, we quit cooking turkey a few years ago when I got diagnosed with gout. Did you know that turkey aggravates gout? So we switched over to duck, and I think I've got a video that I released in August maybe or September of lavender duck, and that's what we do. We you rub the duck down with savory spices and put it over a bed of sliced sweet potato, and then you bathe the duck in the cranberry honey fermented cranberries that I make, and then put powdered lavender. Bye, Brucey. Powdered lavender over the top and slow roast that. It's wonderful. So if you don't do turkey, Adrian, what do you do? Ham and smoked brisket. How do you get the beef in the rolling paper? That was a joke. Time for turkey. I think you all know that we're volunteers with local refugees, and our friends that we're meeting here lately from Afghanistan wanted me to cook for them this year. I don't think I have the energy, but it was a nice thought. That's a good idea, David. Jerk chicken. Wow, did you grow your own Scotch bonnets? That's my next question for you all. What are you serving this year that you actually grew in your garden? I've got, see, what do I have out there? I made dinner tonight, a stew I make with fresh collard greens. So we'll probably have collard greens next Thursday too. And stir fry some Asian greens. I've got Chinese mustard and some bok choy. We've got garlic tips that are up. And we still have peppers to pick in the greenhouse. The pepper plants I lifted out of the yard and put in pots and put in one of our 3 greenhouses are still producing peppers. So maybe we make some jerk sauce as well. That might be good. Raspberry cobbler. Oh. Turnip greens and collards, some kale. Oh, pickled peppers. Anybody baking bread? What kind of kale do you have, David? Are you still picking greens, Adrian? We had a freeze last night. We're expecting another one tonight. Let me look at the Weather Channel here. 26 tonight, 29 tomorrow, 26 on Sunday. Then starting on Tuesday, it's pulling back into the 40s at night for a few nights. But this is early here in Georgia. We usually don't see temps in the 20s until the end of January. So this is going to be a cold winter, I guess. But then again, we could have a false spring like we had a couple of years ago.
No.
There's Brucey demanding out. Hey, Annie. Annie's Kitchen and Urban Homestead. We're talking food. Already snowing in Indiana. Tony, Adrienne, of course you can tell by the name of her channel, Indiana Backyard Gardeners from Indiana. Wicked Awesome Gardening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, yeah, but you can always go back and put your thumbnails up. You have any news for us on your new homestead? Y'all, we all need to keep our fingers crossed for Danny at Wicked Awesome Gardening. She's put a bid in on some property for her very first true homestead. And we're all rooting for her. Hurry up and wait. That's a sign from above that we need to learn patience, I think. We can't get back to you right now. Our agent's stuck in a tree. Okay. So, Sadida, how do you do your turkey when you were here in the United States? How did you cook your turkey? What kind of spices did you use for it? We have yellow corn and glass gem corn, tomatoes, jalapeno peppers, lettuce, dwarf beans, and Swiss chard growing at the moment, plus an apple tree. I love Swiss chard, don't you? Mm-mm-mm. Annie, where are you located? Oh, Charlie just dropped a link on my Christmas pickle recipe. There's still time to make these Christmas pickles. They've got a little bit of a story behind it. Charlie grew up on a farm. Oh, Perth, Australia. Cool. So we've got India here. We've got Perth, Australia. We've got all over the United States, from Boston all the way out to Indiana. That is so neat. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Anyway, Charlie grew up on a farm in North Alabama, Lower Tennessee. And as you can imagine, his mom was a wizard, or is a wizard, making all sorts of farm fresh things like pickled okra and things that this Yankee chick had not heard of. And one year for the holidays, we went over to their house, and there was a bowl of sliced pickles on the table with maraschino cherries, peppercorns, and garlic. And I remember looking at that going, what kind of food are these people eating? And then I tasted it, and like my eyes rolled back. It was so unique and so yummy. So I had to learn to make them, and they became a mainstay when we'd have office holiday parties. I'd bring a bowl and send Charlie with a bowl of them to his office parties, and Danny's vomiting. Danny. People will gather around these bowls and look at them, because what happens to the hamburger dills is the margins get really, really dark green, and the centers get almost a yellow, like a piece of stained glass. If you hold up the light, it looks like stained glass that you see in a church. And then, of course, with the maraschino cherries, it's green and red. And I know it sounds awful, Adrienne, but the flavor's amazing. And to watch people gather around a bowl of this stuff and look at it and scratch their heads and, elbow each other and say, Lisa's really different. Look, this is why. This is what she eats. And then someone will try one, and whatever's in the bowl will vaporize. I mean, they're eaten. So watch the video. He just dropped the link, and see how easy it is. It does take 4 to 6 weeks for them to fix or to turn the colors. And then you have to remind people, don't chew any of the black peppercorns, because that's not quite the experience you want. Okay, what was heaven? Let's see. What did I miss? Let me scroll. Yeah, it is kind of jealous of Annie in Perth. Annie, I almost came to Perth. I had a contract back when I was working in journalism. I had a contract to come over and document the process on, I think it was an opal mine that a company was about to cut over in Perth and would have been staying in Perth. And then they evidently, the permits or whatever fell through for the mine. And I didn't get to come, but almost made it there. Cranberry cheesecake. That sounds nice. Deborah, you're awful quiet. Did you grow anything this year you'll be serving? Anything from your garden going on the table? I used to make a cheesecake pie every year. And what I would do is mix cream cheese with sour cream, vanilla, a little bit of sugar, and pour it in a chocolate graham cracker crust and bake it. And then when it came out, I would pour sour cream mixed with vanilla extract and what else did I mix with it? And sugar. And you pour that over the top of the pie while it's still hot. And the pie will go from being puffed to collapsing, and it sucks that sour cream down into it. And then you do shaved bittersweet chocolate across the top. And that's a good dessert. You said your garden was a complete fail. Did you learn anything as to why it was a fail? Or did you have drought? Or what was going on? You've got some people in here with Indiana Backyard and Wicked Awesome, really, really good gardeners. They can give you some advice. An apple dump cake. What's the name of the lady, Danny, with the Mennonite channel? She just did a video on apple dumplings. Oh, you're in South Florida. That's right, Deborah. You don't see now. I can't remember where anyone's from or anyone's name. Leanne, Mennonite Farmhouse. Y'all check her out. She does some. You'll gain weight just watching her videos. When we moved here from Broward County, Deborah, I was trying to think. It was down there. We were living in Tamarack, where I learned to make the starfruit glaze for my duck. I do cook down sweet Atkins starfruit with rosemary, garlic, brown sugar. What else did I put in it, Charlie? And cranberries. Oh, persimmon pie. I used to do candied pecans. When we lived in Alabama, we had 14 pecan trees. Our first property that we bought it was 3 acres. And I would do candied pecans. And all my friends back home up in Boston would get pecans for Christmas. And I would fill I had horses, and I would empty the 50-pound sacks of grain and then fill them with nuts and send a 50-pound sack of stuffed with pecans to my former neighbors and friends up in Boston. And man, were they angry with me when we left that property. I can't figure out why. Chocolate eclair cake. Oh. You want me to make the acorn squash pie with ginger snaps, Starling? Yeah, Adrian, they didn't talk to me. The next Christmas, they said, where are our nuts? And I said, well, I don't have that property anymore. I'm in Florida. And I didn't even get a Christmas card from them. So they love me and they love my nuts. So, I don't know. I can remember, I guess about 2 years after we bought that property, it was right outside Auburn. We both worked for the university. And I was training horses, and a horse flipped with me and I broke my back. So I could no longer bend over and pick up the pecan. So I would get down on my butt and scoot around on my butt with my sack of empty horse feed sack, stuffing it with the pecans. And this one time I was doing that, and I felt the ground, this huge thud behind me. And like leaves around me went up in the air, and I was like, what was that? And I turned around, and it was my horse had decided to lay down behind me and then rolled over toward me. And of course, I couldn't move out of his way. And I ended up with his hind legs on one side and his front legs on the other. And he sat up and put his head over my shoulder. And I wish we had a camera, because it was like horse love, a horse embrace. But man, that could have turned out so bad. Your grandfather's sister always sent a fruit cake, and he would eat all the pecans off the top of the cake. David, I actually went and got certified as a horse trainer from Virginia Intermont College, and I did 3-day eventing and dressage. And so, but I really didn't like thoroughbreds. Every major injury that I've had has been as a result of handling thoroughbreds. I'm more of a quarter horse type person, but I had running Appaloosas, which were a cross between Appaloosas and thoroughbreds. I always wanted a German warm blood, never could afford one. But English riding, my neighbors up there gave me one of their Tennessee walking horses after I broke my back, because I couldn't do the percussion anymore. The trotting would make it so I couldn't feel from my waist down. So then I started riding the walking horses, which are a lot smoother. But anyway, getting back to fruitcake, I found out why we didn't like fruitcake, and that's because we're eating it wrong. You're supposed to soak it in rum for at least 24 hours before you serve it. Did you know that? So try that this year. Put it in a bowl or a jelly roll pan and pour rum over it on Wednesday before you serve your meal, and see if you like the fruitcake better. And Danny says she had a nappy mare rescued for a kill pen and slaughterhouse. Yeah, autocorrect is something else, isn't it? Yeah. I had to quit riding, and I started working with learning disabled and emotionally challenged children. Horses are remarkable. They're magical with kids. Dave, I'd love to start a stable, but I can't handle the horses anymore. One jerk on the end of a lead, and I'm in a wheelchair. Yeah, I miss the horses. Am I the only one here that enjoys the way horses, like, their sweat smells? I can remember in New England going out in the middle of winter, walking through the snow as it creaked under my feet, and pulling open the barn doors, and the smell of Timothy hay, Timothy and alfalfa, we call it TNA, would come out, and that sweet, wonderful smell, and you step in and you could hear the horses chewing the hay and that grinding of chewing the hay. I could just sit there and listen to that. It's just music and the scents. Hay and horses, yeah. Yeah, I miss the horses. So I surround myself with other creatures. Barn is your favorite perfume. Did you rub it behind your ears? Oh, we've gotten off topic from Thanksgiving, haven't we? Yeah, Danny sounds like she had trust issues. Sounds like she had trust issues. David, I'd help clean stalls if I could do the work. I can't do that either. I'll just stand there and I'll groom. How's that? Groom and braid. Oh, let's see. So what else are we thankful for this year, guys? I'm thankful to have heat and clean water to drink. After looking what's going on overseas, the people facing winter without water and heat. I could be a comfort human. My best friend used to tell me I was an earth mother because even wildlife comes to me. Reptiles like me. And they're in Florida. I'm thankful I woke up this morning too, Deborah. I would lay on a lounge chair in my backyard in Tamarack, and one day I felt something cool crawling over my foot and up my leg, and I thought it was Charlie being a smartass. And I opened my eyes, and it was a rather large black snake. Crawled all the way up into my lap and sat there and flicked its tongue at me, and I'm like, oh, hello. Chunky roasted leek and potato soup. Yes, amen to that, Adrian. Thankful for heat and home. Or regular Snow White I am? I don't think so. But I have birds that come down and talk to me, lizards. We had a friend over, actually, brand new neighbors moved into our neighborhood in Tamarack, South Florida. And we have them over for a barbecue. And the tree frogs started singing. And the lady says, oh, I'm scared of frogs. I said, don't be scared of frogs. I said, I talk to them all the time. They even come to me. And she's like, yeah. So I started answering the frog. It jumped out of the tree onto my cheek. She levitated out of her chair. She and her husband ran back across the backyard and went home. They never came back to our yard. I can't figure out why. True story. Yeah, thumbs up, y'all, please. If you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. I wouldn't think you're crazy, David. I do that too. Okay, now I can't figure out how to get the wheel working that has people's names on it. So I'm going to give away some seed. And what I usually do is have Charlie pick a number between 1 and however many people throw their name into the hat. for seed. Now, these seeds I'm going to be giving away are going to be for super hot peppers. So hopefully more than just Tony wants a super hot pepper. I'm not going to grow them anymore, Tony. I'm going to stick to things I can eat. Oh, Danny, you can't be set with seeds. There's no such thing. Unless I'm tossing out some loofah. All right. I have an unopened packet from Refining Fire Chilies, which is one of my favorite suppliers. Jim Duffy, and in fact, he coaches me on how to grow the peppers, and he's teaching me about peppers. Okay, this is a white Moruga scorpion. And Moruga, I'm just going to say, anyone who wants this scorpion pepper, type in white scorpion, and I'll give you, it's $8.50 to $8.52 to type in white scorpion if you want to be in the drawing for these. Tony tells me to dry them. Well, I did a video, Tony. Hopefully you're subscribed to me and you've hit that black bell. But I did a short video, I think it's short, on my super hots that I put into the dehydrator this week. They're so hot, they broke my dehydrator, my $600 dehydrator. And Charlie thinks it's a matter of it overheating because I can set the timer and set the heat level on the dehydrator, and then I walk in 20 minutes later and it's off. So, but I had white bubble gum, mustard Morugas, and Reapers that I put in. Yeah, the white Moruga. Adrian, do you happen to see what the shoe on it is? David says he has loofah seeds. Okay, it is now 8:52, and we have 1, 2, 3, 1.2 million. Oh, no thanks. Charlie, pick a number between 1 and 3.
2.
He says 2. David Gray. David Gray has won the white Moruga. David, what are you going to do with it? Oh. Usually Jim Duffy packs about 10 seeds to a packet, but this looks like 25, 30 seed in there. Are they harder to sprout? Yeah. I'm only going to have maybe 10 peppers dry, so I'm only going to get a little bit of powder out of it, David. I'm going to have to look up and see if are they fruity or are they smoky? And we're talking about the bubble gum. I don't know what the germination rate is, Adrian. Oh, I've got something planned for Danny if she gets this property. Okay, I'm going to do 3 drawings. Hopefully more than just 3 of you will jump in. You know, if you know someone who's into hot sauce, even if you're not into these super hot peppers, you can get it and give it as a gift. Yeah, the real tropical hot peppers are a little finicky. You have to be very consistent with the warmth of the soil. And in my little greenhouse, I don't know if the soil stays at 85, but I've got my heating mats set at 85. And I think the first year I tried to grow them, I had 0 germination. And it's because I had a cheap heating mat, and Jim Duffy convinced me to invest in a really expensive one. And you've got to keep the humidity just right and the heat just right. And then I probably had, out of a dozen I planted last year, I probably had about 8 germinate, so that's not too bad. So Tony says the bubble gums are fruity. So I guess mixing them with maybe mango in a hot sauce, Tony, does that sound like it'd be good? Yeah. Jalapenos are kid stuff compared to these guys. David soaks his peppers overnight and doesn't use a heat mat. Do you germinate them inside the house, though, David? All right. So I'm going to assume that Adrian is not interested in these anyway. But see, that's different because you're in the house, Dave. Mine are outside in like a poly house. So if I had a room in the house I could dedicate to seed starting, and you should hear Charlie's over here going, no, then I'd probably have better luck than under it's a cattle panel arch with plastic over it. Tony, do you sell seeds? There's an open door for you, Tony. David, maybe if Tony wins something that you want, maybe y'all can trade back and forth. Okay. I am going to put this one out there. This is another pack. Whenever you see a packet like that, it's from Jim Duffy. And his germination rates are usually pretty high. And this looks like there may only be like a dozen seeds here. And it's unopened. This is Death Spiral. So if you are interested in death, type in death. You've got 2 minutes while I run to the bathroom to type in death. Someone say something, entertain people while I'm gone. Charlie, jump in here. Oh.
Oh, good God. Y'all going to have to listen to me. And I'm not a talker. So, what about your pets? You take care of your pets for Thanksgiving? Give them something special? I mean, if you're truly thanking everything, you need to thank your pets, and the trees, and the sky. It's a old tradition. Take care of the plants around your house. Yeah, I've run out of stuff to say already. How about that? I'm not a talker, I'm a doer. Y'all like any of those recipes I've been posting? The pecan-crusted salmon looked pretty good for me. You're going to do Thanksgiving and want to do it up north light. find a different set of Indians and pick out something that they cooked. Oh, here's he is. Thank God.
Thank God. Everybody miss me? To Charlie. Sadita says, "Hey, Charlie." David, you don't do Facebook. Yeah, I've got a Facebook page that's Pepperhead Seed Exchange, where people, there's almost 2,000 people, I guess, now on that page, where you come in and you say, does anyone have this seed, or I have that seed to trade? And then all the trading's done behind the scene, because I don't want people exchanging information in public. And some people are buying and selling. Some people are just straight trading. David, that's for sale. This is a boy possum. You see his parts. If you don't like the blue balls, I'll take them off. But male possums actually have blue balls. And I've got one. I did a skunk, and I did a fox too. But if I can either take the balls off and shoot me an email, and I'll tell you how much it is and and I can send one to you. Oh, Sadina wants to know about your bees, Charlie. This is really warm, David. And put it on your head. And cover your face. There we go. So again, I can make these to order. I got that kind of cockeyed, but the way it's supposed to work is it sits on your shoulder, and then the tail can tuck up into your shirt and hold it in place. It is really warm. It is really warm. So it's too warm to wear in the house. Anyhow, Charlie, come talk about your bees. You're gonna cry, Sadita. Okay, so while I was taking my quick little break here, I asked anyone who was interested in the death spiral peppers to type in death. And while Charlie tells you about his bees, I'm going to scroll.
Yeah, we had a pretty bad drought this year. I think we got all of like a half inch between April and November, which pretty much cut out a lot of the flowering plants. They were struggling to survive. And I thought the bees were doing okay, but we had 3 nights of hard frost in October, which was early. And 3 of my hives went empty. I don't know if there's food in them, so I don't think they were starving. And, bee bread and honey and stuff like that in the hives. And typically when your bees are starving, you open up the hive and there'd be a bunch of bees with their heads stuck inside the comb where they were looking for something to eat and couldn't find anything. Didn't have any of that. Didn't have signs of any type of infestation by small hive beetle or anything. They just disappeared. And I'm thinking what happened was that during those 3 nights of freezing temperatures in mid-October, they didn't cluster right. They just weren't ready for winter. And I may have lost my queens. And then the numbers just dwindled from then on. Anyway, I'm going to buy 2 more nukes, hopefully at the beginning of the year, and start out with some new queens. I've been needing the requeen anyway, but because of COVID, I couldn't get to where I could buy any new queens. And so I'm down to 2 hives. I'll buy 2 hives and get me back to 4. I've got wax and comb already built out, so they should build up pretty quick as long as we can get a good set of rain. And
getting rain now
in the spring. Don't have too many late frosts to kill off the early flowering plants. And of course, I'll feed the heck out of them. Give them a lot of sugar water and some pollen patties to get them built up pretty quick. And I'll probably be able to harvest off the 2 existing hives, get the other 2 hives ready for harvesting next year, or maybe a late harvest in the fall. Though I typically don't harvest anything after the beginning of July. We have an early nectar flow here, and after that stops, you get enough to maintain your bees and get them building up slowly for winter, but they just don't produce a huge amount of honey after July. Anyway, back to Lisa.
How many gallons honey did you get this year?
I got 8 gallons of honey off of 2 hives, or 3 hives. I had the poisoning events last year, which took me down to 3 hives, and I won't harvest anything off of a New Year's hive. I have to get them through winter and harvest what they collect in the spring. Anyway, back to you, babe.
I'll let you know if Sadita asks you anything else. If y'all want to ask him any questions, I'll relay them to him. You know what? I wonder what these super hot peppers would be like in the cranberry sauce. I bet Tony would like that. All right. Ready for another drawing, everyone? I just announced our hot pepper seed giveaway on my Facebook page, and let's see if it attracts anybody in. Carolina Reapers. These peppers are from 2021, but they're still good. And there's just a few seeds in here. So I will add White Moruga Scorpion to the Reapers. Who wants this? Just type in Reaper. Oh, how do you retract a message, Deborah? I don't know how to do that. Who wants the Reaper seeds? I'm going to give you until, see, it's 9:09. I'll give you to 9:11. 2 minutes. Tony wants the Reapers. Charlie just posted a link for hawthorn jelly, and we went to botanical garden here near Atlanta. What was the name of that botanical garden, Charlie? Anyway, they had hawthorn berries up in the bushes, and I'd never seen them before. Okay, we've got 2 people wanting reapers. See you back, Adrian. You want to try some reapers? So Tony's done some interesting hybridization or crosses with peppers, and on my Facebook page, he'll post photos of the peppers he's raised. And I have to say, the super hots are beautiful. They, like the death spiral, looks like stained glass. It's just amazing what they look like, but man, oh man, they're too hot to eat. Not a bad harvest. Did you get something? In what context, Adina? Yeah, Adrian says nope. Oh. Okay, it's now 9:11. So let's see, how many reapers do I get here? 1. 2. 50-50 chance. Charlie, roll the dice.
1.
1. Tony. Congratulations, Tony. You'll be getting the reapers. It's just a few seeds in there. But also, what did I say? Whatever this other package of seed is for Tony. Okay, so Deborah, what would you do with these really hot peppers if you were to win one? Tony, did I already mention that Sadita's going to send me some pepper seed from India? She's got me all excited. She says it's looks like a bell pepper, but it's got some spice to it. I can't wait, Sadita. So, Sadita, I ferment things in honey, and there's a video. Maybe Charlie can pull the link to the video for the honey fermented cranberries. That's really delightful, especially for women. If you're taking it medicinally, if you're prone to kidney infections, urinary tract infections, it helps you keep that under control. And it's an easy process. So if you watch that video, you'll see how to do it. And you've got a great source over there of Ceylon cinnamon, which I might even pay you to send me some real Ceylon cinnamon. We'll talk about that off camera if you have access to it. But every now and then I'll add chopped up jalapeno. So I'm thinking, what do you think, Tony? Should I try one of my powdered super hots? I guess the bubble gum would be good with cranberries and honey. This year I used blueberry honey. I'm also going to make some with clover honey, because clover honey is kind of spicy. So Deborah's saying make a blend of mixed pepper powder. Good in fajitas. What, the cranberries? Okay, I'll make with these bubble gums. I'll make I'll make some of the cranberries with that and maybe try it on camera. And if I faint, then, it's your fault, Tony. Okay. Here's something I'm a little dubious about. It is called a California Reaper. And I've been trying to do research on this. I ordered these seeds, and it's from Reamer Seeds. And evidently there's quite a debate whether there's any such thing as a California Reaper. Are there, Tony? I haven't opened it. Hey, Charlie just dropped the link for the fermented honey cranberries for you. Oh. What else do I have here? I'm going to do something a little bit different with this drawing. I am going to pair, for this giveaway, the California Reapers that Tony says that it's a Carolina Reaper crossed with Jay's Peach Ghost Scorpion. Yowza. That's okay, Adrian. Did we lose Danny? Danny, you still there? I'm going to pair this with Bangalore Whippet's Tail. So if you want these two together, type in tail. It's 17 after. I'll give you to 20 after. Just type in, I want some tail. Yeah, I'm bad. So if you're winning things here, you need to send me an email. And scrolling across the bottom of your screen, lbolivar@bellsouth.net, and tell me what you won and give me a mailing address, and I'll get them in the mail to you. So far David wants some tail. Haha. I tell you what, if Tony doesn't want it, no one wants it, right? Oh. Show and tell time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? If you'll grab the one stem we cut.
Okay.
So this is for my honey fermented cranberries. I put slices of ginger and fresh turmeric, and we just harvested this, and it was double the size. And one of my many turmeric beds that are several years old, and this was pushing the wood that was on the side of my raised bed. It was actually making it bulge. So we went ahead and cut 2 stems, and I'll show you the size of the stems. So that's the stem. Thank you, babe.
You're welcome.
So this was sticking above the ground. 2 of these stems, we cut them when we got about this size from each stem. And that's going in the next batch of honey fermented cranberries. Has anyone grown turmeric? Here we are, 7B. It gets down into the low 20s, upper teens here during the winter, and it's come through the winter, several winters fine here. Okay, David has no competition, so he gets some tail. David, I have your address, but do send me an email when we go off air tonight and remind me what all you've won. I'm making notes, but that doesn't mean I'll remember. All right, Deborah, you got your ears on. Yeah, Tony, you can do it in a pot. You got room for, of course, if you're growing peppers, get a 3-gallon pot. And a piece of turmeric with some of these little nubs on the side. And you'll lay that flat and cover it by like 2 inches of soil and keep it moist, not wet, but moist, and you'll have it. And in about a year, you'll have a grouping like that. I'll just mail it to you, Sadita. I'll put it in an envelope and mail it to you. Bring when I come, right? I'm getting rid of these things. But is Deborah still here? Yeah, okay, Deborah. I am going to, if you send me your mailing address, I'm not sure I kept it from the last time you won something. But would you like the chocolate ghost? Yes, Tony. Charlie has fibromyalgia, and when I feed him ginger and turmeric, in whatever form I can feed it to him, his pain's not quite as bad. You know, Charlie, you need to do a video on how to make bug or even shrub.
You do a shrub.
Okay, Deborah, shoot me an email, would you? Remind me of your mailing address. Do we want to do more hot pepper seed drawings? Sadita, you going to throw your hat into the ring? Danny? See, we lost Danny, I think. Oh, she's multitasking. Yeah, Tony, and I've got the neuropathy starting in my legs. I've been having a lot of pain in my legs and numbness in my feet, so I need to maybe do some turmeric tea at night. Okay, yeah, I can give Tony, remind me, because I'm senile, to give you David's email. Alrighty. I take vitamin B12 sublingual every day. I notice if I skip a few days of this stuff, I lose control of my hands. I can't grasp things. So as you get older, you need to keep your vitamin B12 up. David, it's really too bad you can't get on my my Facebook page. It's a real active group. I do, Tony, I didn't tell you this, but I have had to remove a couple of people that keep trying to pop up and sell garden implements. Anyway, so I'm not seeing a whole lot of excitement over this, but Baker Creek sent me datil peppers. I don't like datil peppers. This is this year's. This just came, they send you free seed when you order seed. I've got Apocalypse Scorpions. Good number of seeds in that. And a lot of people asked me for these this year, but then they didn't come buy any. Trinidad scorpions. I've got quite a few death spiral. You think maybe I have a death wish? White marugas, more death spiral. So what should I do? What should I do? What you laughing at, Deborah? Me saying I've got a death wish with all the death spirals? They are beautiful. Okay. I'm going to shuffle this up and I'm going to say, Deborah, pick a number from 1 to 3. There's only 3 of you who are interested in these hot peppers, right? David, Tony, David, and Deborah, right? Is there anyone else that's interested? If there's a 4th person, then I'll just go ahead and draw for these. Okay, Deborah, then you get the datil peppers. All right. Tony, pick a number 1 or 2. And David, I didn't give you a choice to draw because you've already won 2 things. Ronnie!
2. Talking to me?
Okay, so I'm going to send, Tony, I'm going to send you the Trinidad scorpion as well. Is that okay? And David, you've got the apocalypse scorpion. Oh, but talk about something that sounds deadly. Let me see how many are in here. Oh, a good number. I can't say that. Apocalypse, is that how you say it? Apocalypse. So Ronnie, I'm glad you made it. Would you like a death spiral hot pepper plant or seeds? Does that sound like fun? Death spiral? I have death spiral or white moruga. Who wants to tell Ronnie about what those peppers are? And Tony says, like candy with killer heat. I wouldn't be able to taste anything out past the heat. Well, I guess that's permitted, Ronnie. She went out to dinner with her husband. That's great. Where did he take you? She said no. Okay, that's for another day then. My death spirals and my other white morugas. Maybe I'll go ahead and plant them. I don't know. And then I've got red ghosts, mustard mama, and that's not really worth sending anybody. It's like 4 seeds, and a Trinidad yellow. I'll go ahead and plant those this year. There's just a few of each type. Let's see. Oh. But I have oodles of pepper seeds here. It's another death spiral. I swear I had a death wish. Let's see. And that's for another broadcast. I'll be giving more seed away. Something every month we'll do. So now we've got David and Tony talking about their peppers. Yeah, Ronnie, I decided I'm not going to grow any more super hot peppers, or I'll just grow the few I just put back in their box. I had so many customers ask me, would I please grow super hot plants? And I did that. And I advertised on Marketplace and through Craigslist. And I think I sold 4 pepper plants. So since I don't really eat the super hots, why do it, right? So Tony is our resident pepper pepper expert. Tony actually, is the proper term, hybridizes pepper plants, Tony? You come up with your own combinations? So I wonder why no one wanted the super hots. They came from my ethnic peppers. I have it's a hybridizer, right? You need to get a t-shirt, hybridizer. Like the Schwarzenegger hybridizer. Arr. Okay. So Ronnie, since you're a little late, what is your favorite family Thanksgiving dish that it's kind of unique to your family that you serve every year? I grow unique plants. I'm just weird. I like to try things from all over the world. We got David all excited about the peppers. Well, Ronnie, what's basic Thanksgiving dinner to you? Because I'm from New England, and I'm one of the pioneer families, the Pilgrims. My families were those really not so fun Puritans that came over. So we have what we consider to be the basic, the traditional. But then my husband is from North Alabama, Lower Tennessee, and their basic Thanksgiving dinner is different from our basic Thanksgiving dinner. So share with us, what do you serve? Uh-oh, Tony's starting to nerd out on tomato. Tony, I have a tomato head page too. Turkey, cornbread stuffing, green bean casserole, mashed taters. You're Southern, Ronnie, right? From the Southern United States. I'm waiting for the yes. Yeah, I'm one of those Yankees. Yes, South Texas, right? Yeah, because up where I come from, no green bean casserole, no cornbread stuffing. It's an herb stuffing, but it's not cornbread. And Charlie will tell you we boil everything with an onion. So what all do we boil with an onion, Charlie? Potatoes, squash, turnips.
Everything.
Everything boiled with an onion. Oh, one of the
Even onions boiled.
even onions boiled with onions. Yes, my mother boiled onions and served boiled onions in a bowl. A little bit of paprika, salt and pepper, and that's all it was. But one of our traditional desserts, of course, you've got the pumpkin pie, right? And pecan pie up north is not a thing. But we had something we called Indian pudding. Anybody in here know what Indian pudding is? Danny, are you listening? You know what Indian pudding is? The traditional Indian pudding is really kind of a boiled cornmeal with like molasses in it, and it's kind of bland, and it looks like boiled mashed pumpkin. And when the Europeans came over, they brought flavorings like cinnamon and some of the spices that we associate today with pumpkin spice, and you put that in it. But I loved Indian pudding. It's I don't know if you can find a recipe. I'll put a link. Let me look. Indian pudding from Yankee Magazine. That looks like it. Yep, that's it. I'm going to drop this link for you all. Indian pudding. Let's see what's in it. Cornmeal molasses. Baked until perfectly wobbly and golden brown. An old-fashioned New England dessert. Early colonists brought with them to Americas the fondness for British hasty pudding. Now this says settlers adapted it to native cornmeal. Well, it's a Native American cornmeal, dubbed Indian flour. And you have to have vanilla ice cream, French vanilla ice cream to put on top. But you have got butter, cinnamon, ginger, eggs, sometimes raisins. I don't remember raisins and nuts and what we had in it, but it started appearing in cookbooks in the late 1700s. But there was, I lived in Sudbury, Massachusetts, which is along the Boston Post Road, which connected Boston to the rest of the world. Hey, Nikki! Welcome, welcome. Anyway, is anyone familiar with Tales from the Wayside Inn by Longfellow? The Wayside Inn that he wrote about was where people would stop when they traveled the Boston Post Road for the night and for a meal. And that was like a half mile, 3/4 of a mile from my house. And we would go there for Indian pudding. And I made my first $1,000 selling Johnny Jump Ups that I dug out of the neighbor's yard, because Johnny Jump Ups, the little viola, are like weeds there in New England. And I would dig them up out of the neighbor's yards with a spoon, and they'd pay me to dig them up. Then I'd put them in egg cartons and go down to where the tourists were at the Wayside Inn and sell them to the tourists. I made my first $1,000 doing that when I was less than 10 years old. So, but right in that little compound, if you happen to be traveling along the Boston Post Road and stop in Sudbury, you've got the old grist mill, which is the mill that used to be on the Pepperidge Farm logo. Then you have the Little Red Schoolhouse that Mary took her lamb to, if you remember that childhood rhyme, and the Wayside Inn, all there. Anyone have an old-fashioned custard pie recipe? Yes, David, in my head. Get it to come out for you. Basically, it's custard in a pie shell. Do you like the ginger? What do I call it? Graham cracker crust or a regular crust? David, here's the recipe for your old-fashioned custard pie. Grab that link, David. Take a look at that and see if that sounds like Grandma's pie. Did you all catch my vanilla extract video where I made, last January, I made two or three kinds of vanilla extract, which I'll be using this year for baking. And then I've got 3 more kinds of vanilla beans actually sitting on my desk here that I'll be putting in some vodka or bourbon here in the next couple of weeks. I let mine sit almost a year before I start using it. Some people let their vanilla extract cure 18 months. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up for me. Thumbs up, thumbs up. So, Nikki, what do you serve for Thanksgiving meal? We started out talking about what we're thankful about and what we serve in our traditional Thanksgiving meals. Custard peach pie. That doesn't sound very good to me. I don't know why. It just doesn't. I've got so many eggs. My chickens have kicked into high gear. So what is this about? Chickens aren't supposed to lay that well when the days are shorter and it's cold. These girls have gone into high production. Maybe they're just happy with the new chicken house. But I'm going to have to come up with some ideas on what to do with all these eggs. So, either Nikki is typing to us or she's fallen asleep. Is everyone asleep? Sell my eggs. I sell some. We give some to our refugee family that we're helping settle. Those boys can eat some eggs. But the girls are giving me between 4 and 6 eggs a day. I only have 7 chickens. Yeah, they are. They are expensive, Ronnie. You know, I wonder if you were to put a pen and paper to what it cost me to feed these chickens, how much these eggs are actually worth. I may actually be spending more feeding the chickens than I'm getting in eggs. But they are kind of sort of free-range birds. They've got a huge compound to run around and eat bugs and play in the, take dirt baths and sit in the sun. So they taste better. They really do. Eggs from happy chickens do taste different. Yeah, so I guess we should probably wrap it up. I want to thank you guys for coming in, and those of you who fell asleep at the keyboard during this exciting little talk we have, thank you for stopping by. Christmas drinking custard. Is that like eggnog, Charlie?
Yeah.
Basically an eggnog.
Usually a lot thicker though.
It's thicker. Hence custard.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you all for coming by. Again, I'm going to be trying to do this every other Thursday. So the Thursday after Thanksgiving, we can get together and talk about how much weight we've gained. But I think I'm going to keep the title Thankful Thursday. I think there's so much to be thankful for, even with the tough times that we're all going through. It's easy to focus on the negative. And we all really are so blessed. At least I'm blessed. And I'm blessed to have you all stop in and spend time with us. And those of you who have won something, shoot me an email with your address, please, and remind me what you won. And I'll drop things in the mail. And you're welcome, Tony. Thank you for stopping by. Everyone, it's so good to see you. And I'm glad that you had a good time. And everyone have a blessed Thanksgiving. And remember, tell the people you love that you love them daily, because you never know when you won't have the opportunity to do that. So congratulations to the winners. Thank you. And until next time, see ya.